What it do, fellas? So today's video is gonna be about things that you guys don't or should be hearing more of that women want you guys to do. So just to give you guys a good example, for the people that don't want to keep watching of course, and give this video a big thumbs up. Quick example is honestly being good with cars, being able to know how a car functions, being able to make sure that her oil changes how it happened, and making sure that she's maintaining her car, things like that, you know. So there's a lot of things that will make you more masculine, will make you more attractive to a woman. And those are the things that sometimes you guys don't think about, because you kind of think of like, oh, it's money, status. Okay, she overlooks me instantly. And I totally understand that. But there's other things that 99% of women out here love and want y'all to do. Okay, so it's going to be a huge discussion. And before I get to the discussing, how about we discuss on consultations? If you book your consultation right now, the link is down below. But how about we go ahead and talk about what's going on in your life? It could be positive stuff, or if you really want to tell me your story, want some advice, need some help, any areas with women or in your life, go ahead and book your consultation. The link is down below. And fellas, that is all. But once again, if you haven't already, give this video a big thumbs up. Okay, so like I was saying, this is all about the things that you kind of, let's say this word, commonly don't hear. A lot of times you want to just run to what you have to do first to get a woman, because you know that's the only way you can get a woman. But if I tell you guys that there's guys that can stand out, and think about it this way, this is something I don't talk about often, but think about it this way. If you live in a small city and she has less options, because you know social media brings more options, a bigger city brings more options, right? So let's just say you live in a small city and she only has, you know, a selection of 10 people, 10 guys in her rotation. Now it's kind of like her, and let's say it like this, I know the value she's going to expect, she's going to have a lot of requirements, but her actually having these expectations have to be brought down. And it's basically not by choice, but this is all she has to work with. So we're dismissing social media. And also let's dismiss her looking so pretty, because we know that that brings in more guys, because guys want women for their looks. So if she has only 10, you're part of that 10 of the selection, right? What happens then? She has to literally see what you have that is enough to make you more masculine, more alpha, more high value. So if we talk about money and status, it could actually start getting boring after a while, because there's going to be plenty. And now if we talk about a woman that is so gorgeous or is in a bigger city, there's going to be plenty of options for her. And then her requirements and her expectations change, because if she can get a rich man that has status, how will she not get bored by that rich man? How does she stay, or what keeps her staying around? Now, obviously, money and status, just to literally stay on this quickly, money and status is going to keep a lot of women around, but also a lot of women are not literally having value for themselves. So those guys are also cheating, but basically giving her more, you know, making it up in other forms, things like that. Or maybe they have an understanding of, you know, this is your place, and that man, his place is I'll do whatever I want, but I'm gonna do this and do that, and you get to live with me, and all this type of stuff. So just that, to literally throw that away, just take it like, okay, the options become more, but now there's actual other struggles that she has to go through. Now, if we make it so much more simple, back to the small city that you live in with her, and she only has a small selection of guys, she's gonna look at things as in, can he even do this? And this is why it gets crazy, because you just think of the bare minimum nowadays, because women do not stay with you guys, right? They don't entertain you guys. They don't they don't give you guys a chance. So you kind of just think like, okay, well, it just stops at, okay, she's gonna either like me and throw me away quickly, or I have to keep keeping up. But here's what happens when a woman actually starts catching feelings, or a guy knows the game. Now, this is stuff that I'm not talking about. Once again, money and status, those stuff I'm just touching on. I talk about it a lot on my channel. So now, though, this is the part where we get to the submission. How is she going to end up submitting? How is she going to end up relaxing, or let's say acting right, in other words? So what's going to happen is that one guy, that right guy, he has everything else that I named, the money and status, knows the game. But what keeps him from being different from any other guy is how now he brings comfort. Now he brings super stability. Now I say super stability because it doesn't stop at you just having money. That's what y'all have to understand. It doesn't mean that just because you do, and let's say like this, you can go and fake an account and have a whole bunch of status. You can go and get a whole loan and have like 20K. Boom, you're the guy that has money and status. Okay, that's obviously all cap, but how are you going to keep this woman? Now, that's what guys overlook. Because your goal in life is to obviously have the biggest success to happen, right? You want to reach your goals. You want to be on your purpose. But if we dismiss that, and if we just take away, and like I said, with the cap situation, if we just take that away, what will keep this woman making her feel like, okay, you're worth it, or I will not get another man that's different. And so those little details now will go back into it. With you knowing cards is a major thing. Now, I'm going to stick more of the handiwork. I'm going to talk more about like being physical, because we talk about mentally a lot, and I'm always going to talk about mentally. Still comment about if you have any questions or anything like that. But if we now talk about like the physical you, are you strong? Like, this is why I talk about getting in the gym and stuff like that. If you can go underneath a car and, you know, your arms are showing, you're doing your mechanic work, your handy work. And now I'm going to get off the car topic real quick. But if you could do that, do you know how attractive you start looking to this woman? You instantly have a lot of women literally feel like, okay, well, this man is a man. So it's kind of like moments where, okay, let's say you become tissue soft, or let's say, you know, you're not acting so much of the man that she wants. She will think, or she will remember these things about you. There's not all these guys out here that can have everything. That's the thing too. Although women have high expectations, excuse me, y'all seen that burp coming? You know, I had to make sure my mouth was closed. Sorry. But I try my best there. But you see, the thing is, she has this guy, that guy. And then let me say this before I start talking about how handy can you be in the crib, in the home, in your house. Do you even have a place? I'll talk about that in a second. But let me just get you guys to get this so you really, really get what I was saying with this. If she still has less options, she's still going to expect more. Women's values, what they expect from you, their expectations, like it's going to always be there. But if there's a cap to it, if there's a she can't, or this is where it stops, right? Let's say she's dealt with all these different types of guys. She messed with a lot of different guys. Then that's different, right? She's going to need more than the other guy, the other woman that's from the small city. So that's why I said the big city example too, because it really changes based on the woman, based on the types of guys that she can get, but also what is realistic. If she can really get more in a small city, no. In that small city, if there's no internet, no social media, no online dating, and there's no other guys besides the 10 guys, her expectations come down, but they're still going to be, okay, well, this check is there, no check for this guy, or he has more. And that's why, last thing I'll say before we talk about the inside and handiwork type of stuff and how you can be more masculine and whatnot and what women really truly want to see and love. And we didn't talk about emotions, but y'all know you got to have your emotions together. But one last thing is just make sure that you're basically making yourself to be so valuable in your own way. So it's kind of like the same way a woman should learn how to look more younger or look more pretty, know how to do her aesthetics so she could look pretty or tap into her feminine side or be more nurturing. The same way a woman has to build, grow, heal, all that stuff to get to where she could be the best woman, the best version of herself, is the same thing as you guys. So when you know about cars, when you know about inside work, when you know how to basically be an indoor plumber or know how to lawnmower, those type of things, those are the things that are skills. Those are traits, right? Those are things that build you as a man that you should already be doing because you are a man, and this is what you also bring to the table. So yes, I know with the modern day, with women, you know, they don't get excited over the most things that they should. Like, they get excited over the materialistic things nowadays, or, oh, he is this, or he got that. That's kind of how it goes. But understand, for some women, they understand where they're going, and it's not going nice. Although it takes a woman to hit the wall a lot of the times to realize, okay, this is what you should be getting. This is expectations, what makes sense. It doesn't really matter because she's understanding it's going to catch up to her, even if she's going to be in denial. So if it takes longer for a woman, y'all just got to get that. This is what takes you to look like a man. This is what women basically will say to their girls. This is what he does, or he's really good with this, or, you know, all the exes or all the guys that I dated, none of them knew how to do this. Now, let's move on because I'm sure you guys want me to give you more examples. I told y'all this is a discussion, right? But give me a big thumbs up if you haven't. And don't forget, after this, we can keep talking if you book your consultation, okay? But the next thing, in the home. That didn't sound that right. But okay, we know that in the crib, the house, you guys want your woman to be cleaning, cooking. Like, this is just basic stuff. And this is not for any woman to ever be like, oh my gosh, we're still on this topic, or we're still talking about this. Well, we got to, because this is what changed and this is how the generation should be functioning. So now let me backtrack. For you fellas, I do not talk about you washing dishes in the home. I am not talking about scrubbing and mopping and all that, and let me just say this, kind of a disclaimer or whatever. I'm just saying every relationship is different, or let's just say this. It makes sense nowadays, yes, to go 50-50 if the relationship makes sense in the aspect of, okay, she plays her part, you play your part, where it makes sense that, okay, maybe something that's not in the modern day used to happen can really apply to you guys now, right? You take care of business outside, she take care of business inside. So I'm just saying, nowadays with relationships, it's not obviously going to function the same way back in the day. We understand women can work. We understand women are independent, all that stuff. But let's just dismiss that, because that's not the point in this conversation right now, this discussion. So let me say this. When your man comes home, when you guys come home, what she's expecting is plumbing shit. She's expecting, things that are like the tub, things that are more dirty, things that are like the light bulb, things that need to be fixed and screwed. That is what women are looking for if they're seeing you as a husband. If you play that part instantly, it literally makes you show yourself as more of a mature man, and also that you're not really with the games. This is the place you are at in life. And this is how you influence women to kind of like be so attracted to you or look at you differently, because sometimes some women, they don't even think about, oh, well, a man should do this. Some women don't even know, right? I didn't grow up with a dad, right? I learned in other ways, but some women have to learn in other ways as well. So that aspect just takes away her knowing what she should really expect. That aspect just makes her really think later on, wow, this is a different type of guy, or this is what a guy is really supposed to do for a woman. So when I kind of wrap up to say this, I say, like, if she's seen something in you, it could be different, but it's also something you're supposed to already be doing. So it's like, if you play your role, hopefully she's playing her role. And I'll talk about, the nurturing side in a minute that a woman should have. And I'll also talk about, what is it called, with you guys coming home. I'll talk about more of the things you guys can do at home, or what could make you look more masculine, and more, alpha, aggressive, sigma, high value. But let me just wrap up to say is that with women, they have to play their role at the end of the day, and so do you guys. So if you continue to better yourself, same way a woman can look better over time. She could have a smaller waist, let's pump the other places up. She could have all of that going on. The same way a woman can do all that, you absolutely got to bring that to the table and stop dismissing that just because you have money and status is enough, or just because money and status is there, it's going to work forever, and pretty much that it's equivalent to, her not being bored and staying with you. Like, it's not going to work like that. She's still going to find more things that you do not have. That's what you guys got to get. That's why your skills, keep bettering yourself and improving, not just mentally, but physically, being actually strong, actually demonstrating it, all that stuff. That's why it's so important that you keep it going. Yes, woman, and this is how we'll wrap up with this, and then I'll give you guys some more examples real quickly. But yes, women get bored. They get bored super quickly. So how can you have a woman keep you forever and want to be around you? She has to see things that are different. She has to see things that, not every guy will have, that has all the money or has status. Not only that, she actually has to see things that make her think of things that she never really thought about. Y'all ever heard, like, women or girls that are from a small city, small town, then you bring them to the big city, the big light, and it's like, you show her a whole nother side of life, and it's like, wow, it's either, you inspired her, whatever, maybe she leaves you afterwards, or it's kind of just like you bring light to her, you bring something new, it's kind of and this applies to a relationship too. As you guys both grow individually and grow together, you guys are going to be learning from each other, and it's going to be amazing to be like, wow, you changed me, or you bettered me in this way. So backtrack to her. if you bring her into this environment, or you show her something like, this is how a man should treat you, this is how men actually move, and that's why you don't change. You don't act like a child or petty or, you know, not masculine or not manly or not a man because, oh, she's gonna be so bothered, right? If you're the type of guy to open the door, do that. You get what I mean? Now, I'm not talking about you should be opening no doors. I'm not talking about you should be, or I'm not talking about what is it called? You should even be taking women on dates. But I'm saying this is the stuff that makes you different. This is the stuff that makes you a gentleman. And if women are not liking it, y'all just got to get that this is programs. Like, certain people are in a different headspace. This is matrix. People are honestly like on different pages, are trapped in a different type of, you know, vision. They see things differently. So it's kind of like you accept or you see things for what it is. If she's not with it or she's not liking it, you got to leave her behind. You got to understand that you can't try to change and you can't try to save, but you do your part. And that's why it's like, if you're in the dating world, cool. But y'all also have to keep changing yourself. Don't get caught up as well. So I'll just say last things is this. Just things that can be any fixing, any tools. A lot of times you guys should be using tools. I know this sounds so weird, but this is true. You guys should be using tools. You know, being a mechanic, anything that's relatable to those things, or basically getting your hands dirty, basically, you know, using a lot of strength. Those really show yourself as being masculine and being physically fit, and other areas that could be hubby material, or let's just say, you know, being a really good boyfriend, right? And once again, like, I'm not gonna, you know, talk too much about it. Obviously, in this video, I can't. We're ending now. But I'll just say, consider what I said about how women do not see this or understand this. Some of this stuff is new to women. Some women do not know how they should really be treated, or they don't, or they never seen how a man treats a woman correctly, or a man treats a woman like this and takes away this and brings that to her life. So just consider all these things. Try to figure out the type of woman you're dealing with. All right. So I hope this video was helpful. I would keep talking, but this video is already long. Y'all know, comment for the part 2s. Give this video a big thumbs up. And lastly, the consultation link is down below. Let's keep talking. Make sure you click it, book your consultations. Y'all will see me in my next video. Bye, y'all.